Smack and lack. What's up?
What's up?
Episode 29 of Clan Brand DeLorean. We are live. What's going on, Bailey?
Oh, not much, man. It's up to you.
Another night, another good Sunday. I'm ready to talk some Acolyte because I feel like Tuesday we're about to get a crazy episode, and we're gonna see how shady people are. But yeah, let's go ahead and start this thing off with some show and tell. I'm actually gonna start this off real quick because I looked at this and I was like, all right, let me shout out my goat Obi-Wan. Look at this Phantom Menace.
Nice.
So beautiful. Lighting's kind of tragic, but love the Padawan braid. And yeah, it's just beautiful. It's sick. A vibe for sure. But what you got today?
Oh, it's the Sith Infiltrator I picked it up like Wednesday. I built it Friday.
Okay, it doesn't look that small.
It's not too bad, but
plus I feel like the $70 price point you're getting.
Yeah, for like
Poncho,
$70.
Qui-Gon, young Anakin, and a Maul with no pupils. Did you like that on the minifig? The no pupils.
Yeah, that's cool. I liked it a lot actually.
Yeah, that's a huge gripe with some Lego fans is taking away the pupils, but the throne room Palpatine has no pupils, and I was like, yeah, I don't see a problem with it.
I think it looks sick.
Yeah, actually, hold on, I gotta show it since we're talking Lego. All right, this thing is sexy, dude. I know I sent you the picture, but like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I like it. I'm really pissed that you have it and I don't.
Like, it's just so nice.
Yeah, for $50.
Yeah, I think
that's a steal.
And the best part
is it breaks too. Yeah.
Yeah. And plus, like in the booklet too, it says reenact the scenes, and it's just like, bro, like how crazy is that?
That is pretty cool. They did that.
But yeah, $50, sign me up. But the little like hanger right here, you get two studs where one's maroon, one's yellow for Obi-Wan and Anakin starfighters, and then there's also one of the droid carriers inside there as well. It's fucking dope, dude.
That is cool.
Lego doing the little Easter eggs is always a plus.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Sorry, I'm making sure that thing's back on there, right? But it's going to just sit right there for now. But I'm going to go ahead and run the intro, everybody. So let's go ahead and get that rolling. And we're about to dive deep into the Acolyte and what we think for episode 7. Here we go. No, don't loop. Just once. Only play it once. I forgot to hit the loop button. Anyways, man, what's going on? What are we thinking with the Acolyte so far, bro? I know we've already been talking like we do every week, but how are you looking at the Acolyte so far in the first 6 episodes going into the 7th?
I thought it's been good since the first episode. I mean, some of them are slower than others, sure. Like the first 3 were, I mean, they're good. They're just a little slow, but I mean, we're just starting things out. And we're introducing. Everyone's new, so you got to introduce new characters. So they're going to start slow, but I mean, I thought it's really good.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the boat too, where it's good. I do think it's kind of weird how it's the first time hearing of these characters, and with some dying right away, kind of raise that question like, all right, so how significant was this character?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, like you said, it's new. So let's rock with a new story because that's just what's going to happen. But going after episode 3, getting that most controversial episode, I mean, Twitter was in flames, Instagram was in flames, YouTube, this and that and the other. The flashback scene where we get to see the ascension with the clan of witches on Brendock, kind of seeing another form of sisters again using magic, kind of witchy. We're getting the same director as the first of the episode 3, so going into episode 7 it's the same director. So what do you think we're going to see in this flashback just off of first glance?
I mean, obviously we're going to have another flashback. We're going to see exactly what happened, what they've been teasing us for the past 3 weeks 4 weeks by the time it airs. I think we're going to see the witches might do something. They might try and take over one of the Jedi's minds again. Could be a different one this time. And they just decide, nah, that's it. We're gonna take the kids down.
Yeah, it's kind of that's the thing too. I'm looking for is like how gruesome are we going to get? How nasty are things actually going to show up? Especially with like Tony shouting out last week that Soul is like climbing the wall, like up the wall at the kind of like the witch's building, if that is what that is. Like maybe that's where they stay or that's where they kind of commence with each other. But I don't know, dude. It's going to be so weird to see because what's actually being said on the internet is that Osha is actually going to go down the path of the dark and May is actually going to turn back to kind of the light side if that's the way she wants to go with Soul. Maybe she has a coming to light moment, which that would be kind of cool. But at the same time, I just want to know what happened that night because we see a entire floor full of just dead witches. And it just, for some reason, when I saw that, it reminded me of the night of Order 66, seeing all the Jedi just kind of laying there,
Yeah.
some clones that ended up dying and, the crossfire, just the way people lay after being attacked with a lightsaber. I just feel like there's something different to it. But man, do you think that we'll see, because obviously we're going to see Kelnaka and Torben squaring off, which I think one of the witches, either controls Kelnaka's mind or Torben again, because we saw that he was pretty vulnerable to the magic aspect. So, man, how scary would that be to actually see like Kelnaka under a like witch psychosis, like him just kind of like that, like that's scary. Like seeing we know what Wookiees are capable of, but could you imagine them being like seduced by the witches? Like, holy shit.
and just going fucking ham. Yeah, that'd be freaky.
Yeah. And it seems that's kind of what it seems to be, because there is a shot in a trailer where Torben's face is being pushed against the ground and he's screaming, but and it also doesn't seem like he is under the psychosis. Or maybe Kelnaka gets kind of like a little, little roid rage. You know, maybe he gets too much of the magic. Maybe he's just, trying to square himself off. Like, I don't know, dude. It's going to be really cool to see what happens, but I feel like something not necessarily gory, but something very dark and twisted is going to happen.
Well, I think they're gonna. I mean, they're not shying away from the darker aspects that they kind of usually hid in previous things. So, I mean, if we see something a little more on the fucked up end of the scale, it would
Yeah.
surprise me.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of something Disney needs right now, like especially in Disney Star Wars, because a lot of people say, like you go back to the prequel era, we see Jango Fett get, beheaded. We see Count Dooku get beheaded. I mean, we get to see that stormtrooper in the Kenobi series just get lasered in half. Like we saw that from a bird's eye view.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
We've already seen necks get snapped in the last 2 years. So I mean, man, I mean, it's cool that they're kind of showing like, oh, Disney can do things like that. That's not Disneyfied. There's no violence. No, they show violence,
Yeah.
but I feel like we finally get to see Kersantin rip arms off. Or
Oh
like how they
yeah.
talked in Solo, about how Chewie will rip your arms out of your socket. That's what Wookiees do. So, I mean, that's something to definitely keep in thought, especially with the power that Wookiees can have. So I don't know. I think it could be a pretty exciting turn of events, because I love flashbacks. You know that I'm huge into
Yeah.
flashbacks. I want to see what happened before. But what do you think? Like, I think it's on the uprising that we're gonna see maybe Soul just go crazy on some of these witches and just takes things into his own hands. Like, do you think the same? Do you think we'll see Soul kind of going ham on some witches?
I don't know if we're gonna see some group of them. I'm kind of wondering if he's not trying to just go in there and sneak the kids out,
Mm.
and the other Jedi are like, "Oh shit, we gotta go help him." But instead of climbing up the back wall, they go in the front door, and the witches don't want to have it. So then everyone gets cut down.
Yeah, man. See, I could see that too. But actually, today on Reddit, I was gonna send it to you, but I actually lost the website. I don't know the link anymore, so I can't get back to this. But it was basically someone breaking down what the trailers have given us and what we have seen so far, going into the last two episodes. But then it shows a little montage of clips that we have not seen yet happen in the series, and one of them was Mother Coral, like the Zabrak witch. um she kind of had like a staff of some sort and was like ready to fight. And then there's also a little Easter egg of like off-screen shooting for the Acolyte, and it shows basically through the camera's POV what looks like someone walking up on who is Soul with long hair, because in the flashback he has like the shorter, like
Just short hair.
Beatles cut. Yeah. And then there's either May or Osha, which I think that this is May, because May, like, but at the same time it showed them again and he had the long hair. So I'm like, damn, do we see Mother Coral again? Like, did they not hide it that well? Because I didn't know if it was more so of a flash, like, or maybe like a huge spoiler, but it was out. And I was kind of like, unless, I mean, how sometimes they just throw in, you could say like when Rey fights off against Palpatine, you can like throw Anakin in there and it's like, oh, Anakin was there, and it's like, no, that didn't happen. Like, it's just easy to edit that in, like Force Ghost
Yeah.
Anakin, like it's blue everywhere, it's easy to tie in. But I don't know, dude. I want to see Mother Coral, because obviously I thought the Sith, like the stranger, which was Chimera, I thought it was Mother Coral. I thought everything pointed to that. But maybe we get to see her maybe run away in this episode, like in the flashback. I'm not too sure.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think so. I think they're all dead.
She was the only body that wasn't seen. We see Mother Anastasia just, taking a little snooze on the ground.
Yeah, maybe you're right then. It wouldn't surprise me either way. I'm not really good at trying to predict what's going to happen. As you know, every time I try to predict something, it's always wrong. So
Yeah. Well, it's the same way with me. The only thing I've been right on was when you, me, and Jacob were on live, and I was talking about how we got to see, like maybe in Star Wars Outlaws, we'd see, going to Jabba's palace, and maybe we see Han Solo's, frozen in carbonite, and I actually called that. That was like one of the only things.
Oh,
and the Inquisitor scythe becoming a Lego set from the Kenobi series. Those are like the only two things I have under my belt that I remember calling. Oh shit, dude. Malekith up in the building. What is up? It's been a minute. How have you been, Malekith? Thanks for joining, bro. Hype for the new Lego Star Wars sets? Shit, you already know me and Bailey are on top of that. We love the new Lego sets. Malekith, I don't know if you've seen on Instagram, but your boy got a crazy deal today. Bailey Ben had this one though.
Yeah, I bought that one when it came out.
$70. And the Commander Cody helmet on sale, $39. And if anyone remembers, in my opinion, the worst helmet series, and it's really not that bad, but it's bad compared to the rest. The Dark Trooper helmet was $40 at one point. Commander Cody, $39. The disrespect they put on my favorite clone, I'm going to put that to the side. Go snag you a Commander Cody helmet if you haven't already. But yeah, shit, Malekith, what sets are you excited for, bro? Let us know. But I mean, also, do you think we're gonna get any Acolyte Lego sets?
I'm surprised we haven't. I'm surprised we haven't seen like them release like the ships, or at least one like the one the Jedi are using right now. Which if they do, I'm gonna be glad they do, because I don't like these ships and I won't have to buy them.
They're too clunky, dude. They look like, I don't know, like
Squares.
cheese wheels. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of them. But yeah, I mean, Andor has a set, Ambush on Ferrix. That's that little ship thing. Well, I don't know. It's kind of like it's like a turbo tank that can fly, pretty much.
Yeah, that thing's goofy looking.
Oh, Malekith, you already know. That set is getting bought. Maybe 2 weeks after it comes out, but it will be bought because I will have the Jabba skiff as well coming out in like 3 weeks. So August 1st, I will be getting that because that does scale with the Jabba sail barge. And I'm also trying to decide if I want Max Rebo out in the open or in a confined case, like in the corner of the room. But yes, Jabba sail barge will be getting bought. Ewok Village next year, yes, 100%. No, there's just no way I don't get it. I need it. It's gonna sit. That would be kind of cool. Have it like on top of like on the top, and have like, if each village kind of swings across to each other, like across the bookcases, that would be kind of nice.
Cool.
No toy company will do Acolyte sets besides Hasbro. Yeah, I guess that is a good point, because Hasbro even dropped the Black series of all of the characters. Like, I know Soul for sure. I think Jackie Lon's one of them. May or Osha. And it's just like, oh. And that was like a month before the show even came out. It was just like, here's this, instead of, maybe dropping what was it? Tales of the Empire Funkos, or even Tales of the Jedi Funkos. Like, no, we don't get that, but you can get the Hasbro Black series of the Acolyte.
A month early.
Yeah. But I don't really collect Black series too much, so
they're not my thing, I think. They're cool, but I mean, I don't.
Yeah. That and like Kenner toys, like I like them, but I'd rather just spend more money towards Funko and Lego, especially Lego. Just getting these sets the last couple of days, I'm like, oh yeah, back on my grind.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah, shit, dude. What do you think? That was another question I was going to ask you. Do you think we get to see Chimere have another lightsaber battle in the rest of the Acolyte.
I hope so. Bro's nasty. It's fun to watch. But
And he's like I said last week, he's the Shin Hati of this show. Like he's the focal point. Everyone's watching him. You know, everyone,
yeah,
male or female, loves seeing this man on the screen. So, killer character.
I'm thinking we're gonna have to, because either Soul can't survive or he can't survive. So I don't know which way it's gonna go, but I'm gonna guess probably not Tuesday, but for the last episode we'll probably see it.
Yeah. See, and I think that's kind of what links up with this flashback is there are two hooded figures that we see during the ascension, and we don't know who they are. So maybe one of those happens to be Chimere and maybe Tenebris if that's his master, or because from what it seems that the witches have some sort of connection to dark side or to Sith. In my opinion, I feel like everything kind of points towards that.
Yeah,
And plus, even before the Acolyte came out, and, like everyone was able to see the first trailer at Celebration, everyone knew that this was all about the Sith and like the point of view of the Sith. And I kind of feel like we have seen a couple things where it's like, okay, this is definitely from the Sith's point of view, especially like last week's episode, Chimere talking about how he was a Jedi and then now he's going back to kind of not necessarily talking about the rule of two, because I feel like that is very specific into what it is. There's a master and an apprentice, but
yeah,
I don't think Chimere is trying to get Osha or May under his wing to take down a master or someone high above him. I just feel like that's not the motive. That's why I think Chimere is more falling towards the side of Ren. So maybe the Ren kind of stems from, the witches of Brendok. Maybe we get to see that in this episode next. But I don't know. It's just weird because I really want to see what happens.
yeah. That'd be really cool. That'd be really cool, actually. But I don't know that I would. He doesn't look like he's old enough to have been there, or if he did, he must have been little.
Is Chimere the one that Palpatine was talking about cheating death, or does that only have to be Plagueis?
I'm thinking that would. I don't know. I think it would only have to be Plagueis. Would it be cool if they if they show us that that's his master or something around the end?
Or we can go back to the theory of Chimere's a shapeshifter. He's so engulfed by the dark side that he can actually cover himself up and portray himself in other ways. But maybe that could even link to what's going on with Ahsoka season 2 and Abeloth, because she did the same thing. She was able to make herself, she was able to create pawns of herself. Kind of like there's, 7 different pieces of like Voldemort, like in Harry Potter, like there's different vessels, to it. So, which ultimately creates Abeloth. But I don't know. Maybe Chimere was able to cheat death. Maybe Vernestra almost killed him. And that's basically why he has the scars on his back. I mean, with everyone saying it's Vernestra's his master, I'm 100% in on that. There's no way it's anyone else.
Yeah.
Especially if she's 135. Like, yeah, definitely. Malekith again. I don't hate the Acolyte, but I think it's not a quality show like we would get. In my opinion, it's the worst Star Wars live action show. I respect it. I mean, I don't know, dude. I really don't keep tabs to where it's like, okay, what's the worst show? So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I liked Andor. I've only seen it once through. If I rewatched again, I bet I'd be able to like it more because I feel like that's just how it is with all of Star Wars. But if I was to rank them right now, I think Andor would probably be at the bottom of my list for live action. But I don't think it's a shit story. Like, a lot of people think the Acolyte is just bad storytelling and it's just canon breaking. But I don't know. I like it.
I like it.
And Malekith, since you don't like it, that's fine. I'm not going to hound you for it because that's not right. Could you imagine it? Could you imagine if everyone just liked everything? How boring everything would be?
Yeah, it'd be weird. It'd be weird.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't hold that against you, Malkith. You're a great friend of the show, bro. But I don't know. So another thing that I've been thinking too is, what if Soul actually was to save everyone? Like, he didn't want to kill the witches. Maybe it kind of points to how everyone died in order. Maybe Indara was actually the one going ham on all of the witches and was able to get away. Soul kind of came in last second, seeing everything happen, and was like, "Oh shit, let me get the kids out of here. That's going to be my priority." Like, is like maybe Indara retaliates from seeing Kelnaka and Torben fighting each other. She ultimately has to stop the witches that are, controlling them, making them fight. If that's the case, maybe something just insane happens to where it's like, oh shit, it's Jedi on Jedi right now, you know. Um, but maybe Indara just goes on this like killing spree and is just like, yeah, I'm wiping all these witches out because they're gonna act like we don't come out here and control parts of this sector of the galaxy. And maybe Saul's like, God damn it, okay. So that's why he's like, okay, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened.
I think that's my theory. That is exactly what you just said, and it would kind of make sense in the order that we've seen these Jedi die, because we saw her go out very first 5 minutes of the first episode, and then we've seen these other two go off in the past in episode 2, and then in the end of episode 3, we've seen these guys go out. And Soul's is the very last one. He's at the last on the list because he's just guilty by association. He was there.
Right.
It would be my theory.
See, and that's what I'm thinking too, is maybe Soul isn't as bad as we think. Maybe if like Vernestra, because like who knows? Maybe Vernestra shows up and kind of hides herself from like maybe she came in behind the scenes, and because we see that she comes to Kofar after everyone else does, that way she does a search. But maybe she was kind of like on her own little mission, because she's definitely the most that is suspect out of everyone. I feel like she has something that she's hiding, something that's going on. But maybe maybe she showed up and like had something to do with what was going on. Like,
I'm wondering if they didn't just their guilt in this sense is that they just covered it up. We're like, nope, it didn't happen. Yep, and just ignored it for all these years.
Yeah. Because like, it's weird too, because it all goes in like this big circle, but it's kind of like those, like they were comparing it to like some Japanese stories, like warrior stories, like where you get to see the story being told in 3 different parts. And that's kind of like what the Acolyte's doing. We get to see the twins' point of view, the Jedi point of view, the Sith point of view, quote unquote. But then there could also be this 4th point of view where we see it from the witches' standpoint.
That'd be interesting.
That's kind of like what I'm thinking is this flashback is actually going to serve a lot of justice, because we get to see what happened to the witches, first and foremost. But then what does that have to do with the twins? Is like, like how does this impact LeBron's legacy? But how does this impact the twins' legacy? Like, what does this have to do with them? What does this have to do with Chimera wanting to take down these 4 Jedi that were there, the night on Brendok when everything went up in flames? But then also, how does this, correlate with Chimera and what his gestures are? He wants to have an acolyte. He wants to have someone underneath him learning the ways that he knows now. But he was also a Jedi. See, it's just like, if some people are saying that this is bad writing, I can see where that kind of comes in, because there's just so many damn questions. Like, even I just like had 6 questions right there.
Yeah.
But it's not over yet, and those 6 questions could even get answered next week or in 2 days or in the finale. But those are just some things that I think about, because when I think of this witch episode, that's going to be really good, I think, because I think it's really going to close some doors to questions that happened, on episode 3. Like, what is this going to lead up for the rest of the series? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
So
I think you're right.
I don't know, dude. It's just going to be weird. And I think I'm just most excited to see what the hell's going on with Torben and Kelnaka. Like, that's the biggest thing, because it's like, why are two Jedi fighting each other? It's not like Obi-Wan and Anakin, you know, in episode 3 going against each other. Like, that's completely different.
Yeah.
But like, what is this about?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to figuring out what's going on.
Yeah. And plus, why did Soul leave so fast? Like, what made him want to just dip out once Vernestra was about to pull up? He's like, we're leaving real quick. See, it's just so many weird things.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know what they got going on with this, and that was another question. And I'm not patient enough to have all these questions going on. I want to know now.
Right. I know. I'll get on Twitter and just type in the Acolyte. Like, I love seeing what like everyone thinks. I think the funniest thing I've seen this week was, you know, the like scrawny white guy that's with Vernestra when they go back to Kofar. And he's like, maybe Master Soul did this. You know, remember that guy?
Yeah, a little dorky dude.
Yeah, so someone said, what if this is a young Palpatine? Boy, that's like seeing Kylo Ren for the first time when he takes his helmet off. It's like, ain't no fucking way. That's not Kylo Ren. Who's scared of this guy?
Little white-looking Urkel-ass.
Like, yeah, the first... I was like, no, that is not him. Because, you know, he gets the whole movie, like The Force Awakens, without taking his helmet off.
It's like, this dude, really? Really?
Oh, yeah, this is going to be great. Stop. Maybe I'll pull this up. Maybe it'll show. Bear with me.
I shall wait.
Like, you're scared. You're scared of that right there.
You're scared of this honky man? Come on.
Like, who is this? But yeah, it's just weird because I don't know. I wonder who is actually. I don't know. Is it Torben? Torben kills him. Like, he takes the drink. He's like, I'm out. I've waited 10 years. Like, who does that? Who just sits in this force psychosis for 10 years and is like, yeah. So something happened, dog.
Yeah. There's a point he's like, I'm just going to call it a day with this. I mean, it took like no convincing.
Yeah.
So.
And why is he's like balding. He had some like weird hair issues, like kind of like going on towards the back of his head. Cause he obviously had the curly Q going. But, and I know it was 15 years ago, but maybe 25. Well, no, he was probably like, oh dude, I can't do this no more. So then he goes into this 10-year psychosis. So like maybe like a couple of years after that night that everything happened. Malekith again. I like Smilo Ren. I hope he won't die in the finale. Yeah, I made a video the other night talking about what I think. I mean, something I think would be cool is, you know, especially after whatever episode we get to see in 2 days, like if the witches aspect really seals the deal, what if we go back into the finale and we just see everything that played out, all of the events that happened. We finally got to see who the stranger was. It was Chimere, the little smuggler looking guy from the first or in the second episode. And then right at the end, we just see this hooded figure drop down and just, you know, kind of red on red lightsaber action going back and forth. Chimere dies ultimately, takes the hood off or whatever it is, and it's either Tenebris or Plagueis. Like, how fucking crazy would that be?
That'd be sick.
And it's like this whole time, and especially with the Plagueis novel not being canon, and we get this live action perspective, which again could open doors to that's not Plagueis, that's not how he is, you know, whatever. Hasn't happened yet, may not even happen. So man, how crazy would that be? Just seeing a long faced dude, if that's actually like what he looks like how crazy.
That'd be sick. I would love to see that.
Or Tenebris, you know, the Bith Sith, you know, that'd be dope.
That would be cool too.
Also, too, something else I was thinking about, this first wave of the Acolyte Funko Pops. We get Chimere when he's kind of like the wimpy, like smuggler.
Like a goofy dude.
Yeah, or scoundrel, whatever he is. And I thought it was cool though, like when he's in that state, he worked, for the Huts. Like I thought that was cool. Like obviously he's had some ties in with Jabba because Jabba's old as hell too, at this point. But like a stranger Funko Pop, like the Smilo Ren, kind of like Malekith said, like how cool would that be as a pop or a minifig? How tight
That
would
would be
that
sick.
be?
That would be sick. I'd buy that.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I just think it's kind of weird. Maybe like it's season 1 of something brand new. Maybe we'll see what happens next week. But is there anything that you kind of need closure on kind of going into this episode? I mean, the witches were kind of left high and dry, especially in a storytelling aspect. It was just like, oh, here they are performing this ritual, and they're actually going to basically give May and Osha an opportunity to become like full-fledged witches. They are kids still, kind of like apprentices going into it. But like I feel like they were just brought on. Here's this huge story arc, and then they all just die at the end of the episode.
Yeah, I really didn't care about the witches. I mean, we're doing all the stuff with these night witches in Ahsoka, and now we're doing different witches here. But I mean, these witches use the force. I mean, I'm getting a little tired of the witches kind of thing. So they were just kind of a means to an end to introduce these characters, I think. So I mean, I'm really not concerned if I find out what their deal is or not. I really don't care.
What if you find out that Shmi Skywalker is a witch?
I'll just shoot my TV or something. That'd be stupid.
No, you're gonna like it. No, I'm just messing around. Yeah, I think it's cool because we get the Clone Wars aspect of the witches, like Mother Talzin. I thought that was cool. They shouted her out with the blade of Talzin in the Ahsoka series. I thought that was dope.
That was
But
cool.
see, I don't care seeing more of the witches. I just think it's like I feel like we do have 3 different aspects of them, and even like in Tales of the Empire, like when Morgan Elsbeth runs off with that, like they're kind of like blue witches, like they're like kind of more of like the light side of like witchery, like if that makes sense. Like they were kind of more peaceful in that aspect, but like I think that would be cool, like maybe getting to see a different side to these witches, but unfortunately they're all dead at the end of this episode, so we won't really get to see a continuation of them. But I don't know, dude. I think my big thing is I just really want to see what goes on with Konaka and Torben, first off. But second off, I want to see if Soul is actually going to be this front runner to be a bad guy. Like if he's the one that's actually hiding everything. Because, I always make that comparison to the Clone Wars with Yoda. Like he knew something was building up under the scenes, but yet he was just like, we're a Jedi. We'll be all right. Kind of just ignores the fashion of it. And also too, another thing that kind of makes me just shake my head, dude, is just when when Yoda asks Ahsoka, what do you need to tell me? Like, I know you need to tell me something, like something's going on, something. And she's just like, oh, nothing. And Yoda's just like, okay, I'm gonna go about my day then. It's like, bro,
Yeah.
you know damn well what's going on. And obviously he's been through this before, especially with kind of being in the higher council during this time of the Acolyte. It's like, I don't know, man. Jedi can be kind of shady, and I think that's what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be. I think that's kind of what could all. I mean, I got 50-50. Either he's just kind of hit it or he was the monster. And I mean, I guess that's the only 2 options, but I just can't really decide on which end I really think it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just know I need answers now.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to be a long 2 days, but I don't know, man. What's up, engineer for the future? Thanks for joining in. My theory, the episode will be bad. Hey, maybe it is bad, and maybe this is just going to turn everyone away from the Acolyte who likes it. But I don't know. What would you do if it was just great, like the best episode yet? What if it's better than episode 5, the night? What would you do then? Or what if it is just really bad? What if they're like, no, Soul saved the witches,
They're actually
and
fine.
Torben and Kelnaka just like kind of bumped each other around and they're like, no, you get this witch. And he's like, no, you get it. And then they just ignite lightsabers and just start fighting. Who knows? Maybe it is that bad. But I don't think it will be. What? What if do you have any idea how old Mother Talzin is in the Clone Wars?
I assume she's really old, but other than that, I've got no idea.
Okay, it says Mother Talzin gave birth to her son Maul 54 BBY. Okay. I'm gonna pull this up real quick. So this could, like, what if Mother Talzin was a part of these sisters, these witches, and this is like where she stems from. She's like, I'm gonna go do my thing because she is a Zabrak.
That'd be cool. I don't know that I like it really, but
What
I mean, it'd be cool.
I mean, this does not affect the Acolyte's legacy by any means. But I mean, she is a Zabrak. She is a Dathomirian too, so I don't know if she's actually from Dathomir or not. It said she died 19 BBY. It doesn't say when she's born though. Maybe she doesn't have a birthday like Kiadi Mundi. Maybe they're just both birthdayless.
They're just eternal. They're around whenever they need to be.
Yeah. Engineer for the future again. If it was great, I'd be pleasantly surprised, but that would make it a major departure from the rest of the show. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, what did you think of episode 5? Did you think that was good? I mean, what if they kind of wrap up this witch story and it makes more sense? Maybe the Jedi kind of lean towards being the bad guys. I mean, it's all point of view 100%, but maybe that kind of just a little extra story telling makes the story more great. I mean, I don't know. If you like it, you do. If you don't, you don't. Malekith, I hope Smilo will slaughter Osha and May like animals. I slaughtered them like animals. Yeah, maybe this is where Anakin gets all of his rage to kill the women and the children, all of them like animals. Maybe this is where this stems from.
It all started here 100 years ago.
Yeah, 100 years ago, there's this guy, this Filipino man. He's ripped. He's ripped, by the way. It doesn't matter, but he was ripped, just so everyone knows. And he killed these twins like animals. That's just what he did. Jesus. Who knows? Disney Star Wars will give you lots and lots of surprises, but I like it. It's good stuff. Oh, off the side of the Acolyte, I mean, there's a lot to talk about with it. What are we going to expect going in to the 7th episode? I mean, we have some people saying it's going to be good. We have some like Engineer for Failure saying it's going to be bad. I mean, fuck, dude, it could be good, it could be bad. I don't know if it's going to be mid because it's either going to branch off of that 3rd episode or it's just going to not be good at all. But I don't know. Malekith, I think we will get the truth in episode 7, and Osha May will turn to the other side and fight in the finale. That would be tight.
Fight to the death. I want to see that.
Okay. Like stuff like this kind of has me thinking again. So let's say Osha does go to the dark side, quote unquote, kind of is under Chimere's wing. Soul gets May. May is actually maybe the child that he should have rescued. Maybe that's where some of this guilt's from. He knows that he took in the wrong child. And he kind of abandoned, May. Kind of was just like, he let her fall. He took Osha in. But maybe that's why it just didn't work. Obviously she had the attachment, but what if she showed dark side tendencies that we didn't even, know about, that we don't even see in the show? But if dark side Osha and light side May were to fight, who do you think would win that?
I don't know. I would think it'd be pretty evenly matched. I think they've got some training.
They both suck with a lightsaber. We know that.
Have you seen them running with a lightsaber?
Well, obviously, Chimere never had May, run around with a lightsaber. You're not supposed to kill a Jedi without a weapon, But I mean, she had these daggers. Like that's technically a weapon, right?
Yeah, she's
Like
pretty
she
cool
killed
with those.
Indaro. Yeah, like that's cool, but like what happens if she throws that at Osha and it just hits to her helmet? Because she's probably gonna wear Chimere's helmet. Like, let's be real. We saw her put it on. Unless that was just a complete foreshadow to, like Darth Vader and like what he did with a helmet, or just better yet, just kind of makes it more sinister and just symbolizes that she's going to the dark side. I don't know, dude. That would be kind of weird, but I feel like that's what it's setting up for too, because they've had two clash-ins already as adults where they could have ran off together or where they could have actually fought and it didn't happen. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens. But yeah, turn to the other side and find the finale. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think we see Chimere and Soul fight again?
I'm thinking that's how one of them has to die. I don't know how it's going to end up, but yeah, I think they fight again. I don't. They hope they do. I want to see that again. That episode was fire.
Yeah, it was, and I feel like they're gonna have to make something close to that, and maybe even with a massive cliffhanger for episode 8, and then just wrap it off that way. But I mean, I feel, yeah, like Milkith says, the soul has to die. I mean, if they're gonna stay true to this thing with Ki-Adi-Mundi doesn't, the Sith weren't here for a millennium, whatever. Maybe, Soul has to die, or maybe he runs off and exiles himself. Maybe he cuts himself off from the Force if he doesn't die. But it can't be reported back, unless it all does. But maybe Vernestra is just like, no, no one's going to know about this. She's already being shady and doesn't want things to come out politically. So who knows? Vernestra has to die too. Maybe, dude. Maybe. I really think Darth Trish, hey, how you doing? Thanks for tapping in with us. I really think the Stranger is like a buffer before bringing in Darth Tenebris and Plagueis. Yes. See, I think that would just be so fire to actually see these, characters that we've heard about, and they're finally here and also in live action. It's not like it's animated or a book, that's actually like here in front of us. Like, I want to see that long-faced bastard. I want to see the Bith Sith. I want to see, these things. But yeah, I don't know, man. January 2025 sets are leaked. Yes, there are some crazy Sith or crazy Revenge of the Sith rumors. Okay, so it's July. It's July 7th right now. We got, what do we got? 6. Okay, we got 6 sets. Sorry guys, I know that everything is all about the Acolyte episode 7, but I felt like we got a good 45 to 50 minutes talking about that, and especially with the little things that we know and what we expect going into that episode. So hopefully it's good. We get the witch story, everything rounds out perfectly, and maybe some of these theories come true. But that's kind of it on the Acolyte. But especially with it, talking about Lego, it's been a good day for Lego. But yes, we have 6 sets for 2025. We have a $45 set, 290 pieces. We have a $69 or $70 set, 497 pieces. $100 set with 1,048 pieces. We have a $50 set, 450 pieces. $70 set, 559 pieces, and 30-piece set. This is a 4+ set for 92 pieces. And this is all from the Brick Reporter on Instagram. We for sure have a $70 497 ARC 170 Starfighter.
That's gonna be mine.
Give me Oddball minifigure with this. Oddball, do you copy? Give me Oddball in there. We have for $45, 290 pieces. We have Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor.
That'll be mine.
It's beautiful. Look, it's gonna look just like Anakin and Obi-Wan's from Revenge of the Sith. Oh shit. Okay. $70. Okay, this has to be a part of the Starship collection. $70, 559 pieces, MIDI scale home one.
Well, I've already got that home one, so good. I can save some money and not have to buy that one.
These are all January 1st. Damn. That's crazy, dude. They're already announcing sets for next year. So that's
have to buy those.
August, September, October, November, December, January. So 6 months from now, we'll have these out on shelves. Plus, we'll get more pictures.
It'll be sick. I'll have to probably buy those.
Yes. Well, man, I mean, this is a good little episode. We'll definitely come back and chop it up going into the season finale. Like, that's going to be crazy already. You know, it's feeling like the Acolyte started like 2 weeks ago at most. So, and then it'll be on to Skeleton Crew. So we'll have to definitely see what's going on next. But anything else, man, for the Acolyte?
I don't think so, man. I think we covered everything I can think of.
Yeah, I feel like you can only go so far. And I know, like, I've reached out to some people like, hey, you want to talk about the Acolyte? And they're like, I don't know. And it's like, all right, cool. But I mean, there's something to talk about with the Acolyte. I mean, I feel like that's just from a lot of people not really liking it or wanting to like it. It's kind of like the the hate it got even before it came out. But I mean, shit. Oh well, if you like it, you like it. You don't.
Yeah.
So.
Facts.
But yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week, and we will be talking about what goes on in episode 7 once that comes out. But yeah, to anyone else, may the force be with you. Bailey and I signing out. Y'all have a good one.